All right, check this out, man. You got a lot of people, all right, in their feelings about this Gunna situation. Now, I've been telling y'all for months, man. If you're new to the channel, appreciate the follow, man. We need to follow because we need to get more channels like this. My channel is predicated on just trying to help society think about the stuff that they do before they do it, man. So go ahead on, hit the subscribe button. If you know a troubled teen, troubled adult, somebody that need to hear this message, go ahead on and share it to them, because I'm trying to start a movement, and the movement cannot take place until I get you the information and you share the information with your loved ones that need to hear this information. So go ahead on, subscribe. Hit the like button, man. Drive that algorithm up. All right. So we got a lot of people in their feelings about this Gunna situation. And I've been telling y'all for months now. I think I've been doing these YouTubes and other social media platforms for nearly a year now, because I'm finally ready to talk about my story. See what I'm saying? I did 16 years in prison. All right. I went in January 98. And I came out in January of 2014. I lost a lot of time off my life in the prison system. And it wasn't no in and out thing. It was straight time. I went in for armed robbery. It was me and another guy. We went in. We did our thing. We left, got into a high-speed chase, got away. I got caught a week later. I took my ride by myself. The guy that was with me while I was in prison, he died. He never really stopped doing a life of crime, and I think he was the story that I was told, because it was on Atlanta news, that he was running from the police down there in College Park, and crossing the highway, he got hit and killed. So rest in peace to him, man. He never did get his life together, man, from what I understand. But I went on ahead and took my 16-year ride by myself. And I could have turned him in, got lesser time. My maximum sentence is 20. The maximum on armed robbery in the state of Georgia at that time was 20 years. Okay. I got 16 of the 20. So for anybody who think that I may have snitched, told, or whatever, number one, it's enough people on my channel to validate this, that know me from the 90s and know me now and know the whole situation. So it wasn't no snitching involved. But today's young folks, they don't know what their life of crime is about. Gunna went and sat in 901 Rice Street. 901 Rice Street. For those who outside of Atlanta don't know, 901 Rice Street, a.k.a. Fulton County, Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. And the higher you get up, the more it start biting. From the 5th floor on up, it start biting. It start biting for real. You get on that 7th floor, hey, it's some problems. You think your manhood will be tested. Your thugging will be tested on that 7th floor, especially when you not from the city. So Gunna went in there and sat down. Now you got a lot of people with the opinion that Gunna told. You got some people say, hey, he got scared and took a plea, when the DA gave him that type of plea because they really didn't have nothing on him. And then it comes out the stuff that he said in court. All right. If you and Jeffrey was in a car and you just told the whole world that the guns and the drugs wasn't yours, who are they? Who's it for? But then again, possession is 9/10 of the law. And it's not necessarily, he said that it wasn't his. If it wasn't his, I can't get mad at him for saying it's not mine, because Jeffrey ain't step up and say, hey, that's my guns and drugs. He didn't step up and say it, So why people get mad at Gunna? Because he like, hey, it's not mine. He didn't point the finger at Jeffrey, but he let it be known it's not mine. So if it was Jeffrey car, Jeffrey need to take his charge. You know what I'm saying? But then again, possession is 9/10 of the law. You know, it wasn't on his person. It wasn't directly on his person. So it could have been left in the car by somebody else. But Gunna said it wasn't his, all right? And Gunna did say that YSL is a gang. It's a lot. To me, it's a lot of gangs out here, man. We can say that the police department is a gang. I mean, they break the law. You know, they sworn to protect and serve. They sworn to uphold the Constitution. But we see every day that you got police that don't do that. So we can easily say that that's a gang. You know what I'm saying? So, but however, in any event, he pled guilty. This is the lowest RICO sentence I've ever seen. All right. 5-1 on a RICO when RICO is, I thought, a mandatory 25, you know. And Fonnie Willis, she did set a dangerous precedent because you just told everybody in the city months ago that she not playing. She not playing nobody. She don't want to take no pleas. She is going for life. She is trying to take you off the streets. Her words was rid our society of these gang members. And then you turn around and take 3 people, 2 of them. See, people just talking about Gunna because Gunna is an artist and people know him. But nobody's talking about the #2 founder that helped Jeffrey put the whole thing together. And he played out too. What did he say? What kind of information is he gonna give? See, all of the heat is on Gunna, but it was 2 more people got out. What are they gonna say at court? So the thing about it is they want Jeffrey. They want him off the street. They want his life because they feel like he's the ringleader to a lot of problems when in actuality it's bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why these artists, instead of making their money and taking trips and separating yourself from people that want to be in the bullshit, put your homeboys on by giving them a lawn care business. Put them on by sending some of them to school to be truck drivers. Put them on by getting a gas station and letting the folks work your gas station, or building a restaurant, or put some girls on in the hood that's doing daycare. It's a lot of ways to put people on, you know. Shout out to the people with money, because if I had that type of money, I know exactly how to put people on that I mess with, man. You know what I'm saying? Put people on. You ain't got to put people on by giving them drug money so they can flip, or giving them guns so they can go out here and rob and do dumb stuff, man. It is 2023 days away from 2023. Let that sink into your head. This crime stuff, it is played out and it is over. The life of crime. Now, I know some of you folks gonna look at this video and y'all gonna be like, shit, I ate good. I ain't trying to hear nothing that he say. It catches up. Trust me, I know. Nothing that y'all out here doing haven't been done. I was just making a comment on one of my posts. One of my friends from the 90s, he know me, was a soldier. We was in them streets. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about that Gunna situation. And I had to let him know, hey, man, them folks wasn't like us, man. You know, we went and sat down and did our time, and that was the end. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kids can't do this time. Gunna went to that prison. He went to Fulton County Jail and sat down for a couple of months. And he came to the realization and the conclusion he can't do it. See, y'all be real until them situations come up. When them situations come up, you ain't real no more. You're not real no more. The situation that never, you real until the situation that never happens, happens. And your life flashed before your eyes. And all of a sudden, because I'm going to tell you, man, you go in, your little child, he young, all right? My son was 2.5 when I went in. He was 18 when I came out. You understand that? Let that seep in. They grow up. They grow up very fast. Mom and dad died. Granny died. Aunts and uncles died. Cousins died. Siblings died while you in prison. I had a brother die while I was incarcerated. Sir K.O. knock him out. One hit a quitter. He'll knock your ass out. And he took a bullet because he could not be beat when it comes to fighting. All right. My grandmama, which was everything to me, she died while I was incarcerated. Wasn't even able to attend the funeral. You know, me and my grandmama was closer than me and my mother was. Me and my parents was. My grandmama was everything to me, and she had my back, 4 flat tires, period, point blank, and she passed away. You lose people. So when you go sit down in that prison and you think that this girl says she gonna ride them whole 10 years out, all them 15 years out, after about 2 or 3 years, she go to not accepting the collect calls, and she go to visitations start dropping off, and that mail calls start dropping off, and then eventually she starts seeing somebody else, but she's still entertaining you, and eventually that guy want to get married to her, so she feel an obligation to stop messing with you and mess with him, and now she gone. I'm telling you, it's tons to think about, man. And you cats be thinking that y'all so real. You be thinking you so real, but when that pressure come on, and just, you know, it's been situations that the pressure come on and you held tight and you got out of it, but it's not going to always end up like that. You're not going to always be able to end up holding that pressure and making it through. I'm telling you, when them folks go to talking about life and you sitting in that cell in a county jail, and I'm telling you, the most worryingest thing, see, after you make it to prison, you already know the sentence that you got. But while you sitting in that county jail or while you out on bond, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to get probation. You don't know if you're going to get 5 years. You don't know if you're going to get 10 years, 15, 20, life. You don't know what you going to get. So that waiting, boy, I tell you, that 1 and 2 years in the joint, in the county jail, I'm telling you, it's major. Because you don't know what's going to happen with your life. You know, the whole time you trying to think positive. Yeah, when I come home and when I get out, I'm going to do this and do that. And a lot of y'all make a change, but after you get found guilty, all that go out the window for a very long time for some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to me. I kept going back and forth to jail, just jail. I never went to prison, never got probation, just back and forth to jail. And then boom, I got caught, found guilty by an all-white jury for armed robbery that they 100% couldn't even prove that I was actually there. I mean, they did with the witness, but at the same time, they didn't catch me on the scene and they didn't catch me with nothing. But the witness identified me, and a couple of other circumstances went down in the trial. They got this thing called similar transactions, where they brought one of my past arrests and used the witness from that past arrest to testify against me at the trial. So they kind of linked the two together, and that's how I got found guilty. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, even when you get found guilty, you be like, yeah, I'm going to give it back on appeal. I did that. I was in appeal I was on appeal from the time I got found guilty, which was in 1998, until I think my last appeal was over like in 2009. So for 10, 11, or maybe even 12 years, I thought I had a chance to get my case overturned. My lawyer at my trial even showed up at my habeas corpus hearing and admitted he messed my case up. And that still didn't overturn my conviction. It wasn't until like my 10th or 11th year in prison that I figured out that I was going to do the entire 16-year sentence. That's when I realized I'm going to be in here till 2014. So, you know, a lot of times when you get found guilty, most people that get found guilty, that is it. It's very, very rare that you get your case overturned on appeal. Very rare, but it happens. But it's very, very rare. The preponderance of evidence is overwhelming. See, you gotta show that your counsel was ineffective. It's a Strickland versus Washington two-pronged test. You gotta show that your counsel was ineffective, and the second prong is his ineffectiveness caused a guilty verdict in your trial where you could have got found guilty if he would have did this. All right. That's a hard. My lawyer came to court in my habeas corpus hearing and said he messed up. And that still didn't get my case thrown out. So I ended up doing my entire time. But you best believe when I walked out that door, I never looked back. I ain't even been almost on the verge of going to prison. It's been a couple of situations. Hell, one time I even had a pistol pulled out on me. It's been a couple of situations that have happened that, guess what? I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm not going back, period. If I could have got close enough to him with that gun, if he would have walked up on me with that gun, I'd have took it from him. Because you don't survive 16 years in prison for nothing. You don't survive 16 years in prison and can't handle yourself or defend yourself. If he would have got a little closer to me, I was going to take the gun from him. But guess what? I held my composure. I didn't get locked up. Nothing came of that situation. I didn't get angry, because a lot of times most folks, they get angry. And when you get angry, you can't think straight. You got to always stay calm and don't let the other person know what you're thinking. That's your biggest key to success when it comes to self-defense. Because everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And the person that is, and this just a backstory. The person that plans to do something to you, they never plan what they're gonna do. Nobody says, I'm gonna go pull a gun on somebody today, and I'm gonna make sure I tell my kids I love them because the guy that I pull a gun out on is going to kill me. Nobody plans for that. All right. So get a grip on anger. If you got anger issues, seek anger management. I've said that a million times in my videos. Seek anger management. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to say, hey, I need some help. Because one thing where the school system is failing us is because anger management need to start being taught in middle school. When situations start happening, they need to have an anger management for every single grade. Anger management should be a requirement every single year until you get out of high school. Because if not, some people have to take that anger management course from prison like I did. All right. So get a grip on your anger. Number two, go to school. No matter how old, how young you is, just go to school. Go to school and get an education. Because while you out here committing crimes, there are cameras everywhere. Everybody has a my 8-year-old has a phone camera. Everybody has cameras. There are cameras everywhere. All right. So I know I jumped off topic a little bit. Make sure if you got to this point in the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video out, man, because I'm speaking facts. And you know, of course, great minds think alike, and real gonna always recognize real. So if you feeling the content, of course you gonna subscribe, and I appreciate that. If you want to hit my Cash App up and support the channel, because I'm gonna continue to grow. Currently I'm at 17,000 plus now, and it's going to get bigger. All right. You want to support the channel? Hit me up on my Cash App at $XconMedia. It's just that simple. Venmo, XconMedia. Support the channel. So this situation, I said all that to say this, man. This situation with Gunna, man, y'all liked his music. He was rapping about being so real in his music. And then the feds come. You real until the feds hit. And he had to take that walk of shame outside of Fulton County Jail, knowing what he had just did to Mr. Gettr. But then again, Gettr did that to himself. Y'all artists need to take. You got a lot of people looking up to you. You got a lot of people that's ready to go to war for you. They don't even know y'all. That's like this Biggie and Tupac. A lot of these artists don't even. I actually got a chance to shake Tupac Shakur's hand at my first job at the Atlanta Marriott Marquis at Jack the Rapper. All right. Tupac and Biggie situation. Let's just take Tupac and Biggie's situation, right? Neither one of them are here. They got the worst end of the outcome, and that was death. But they had all this East Coast, West Coast stuff, and they had Tupac going against Biggie. They each had people picking sides. People that had never met them, ready to kill somebody that never met the other side. Y'all artists got to step up and be real role models. People is paying their money to y'all for y'all to be role models. And y'all need to get out here, talk to these youth, and do more for the community. Shout out to Master P. Master P was a gangster rapper from the 90s. He did this, that, and the third. And all I do is see him on his channel giving away stuff. Him and Snoop Dogg. They was in Compton a couple of weeks ago giving away stuff. Just giving away Christmas stuff like that. Y'all artists need to take a page. See, Master P don't get the credit that he deserves for doing what he do. I done met this brother one time, and I see what he do, and I see how he look out for people. Y'all artists, basketball players, football players, I'm calling each and every last one of y'all asses out. Because, see, my platform is not big, but it's gonna get big. And I'm going to show y'all how it's done when it come to looking out for the community and doing for the hood. I'm going to show y'all how it's done. I just don't have the money to do it like that as of right now, today. But boy, when I get it, I'm going to show y'all how it's done. So I'm calling all these rappers, man, stop being loyal to these streets in the wrong stuff. If you want to fuck with the hood, ask the hood what they want to go to school for and pay tuitions and send them to school. Stop being real to the hood the wrong way. Get these folks an education. It's a tax write-off. Whatever you give, it's a write-off. If you paying for motherfucking JoJo education, you write that off on your taxes. You ain't lost nothing. That's how you look out for the hood, man. Look out for some of these young sisters, man, that want to go to nursing school or go to cosmetology school. Pay their tuition so they can make it through school and do something with themselves. So I'm calling all you celebrities out, man. Stop doing this dumb shit. Stop trying to live like you equal to people that don't have nothing. Stop being in the streets. Show real love for the streets. And that real love gonna pass down. It's gonna trickle down. Y'all need to stop doing this dumb shit. Stop selling these drugs. Stop robbing these folks. And especially stop fucking over old people. Leave the elderly alone. They done made it all the way through this fucking life. And what comes to mind is this 77-year-old woman that just got stabbed to death because this 23-year-old clown wanted to steal her car. She came out and confronted him. This happened in Atlanta. And he stabs her to death. He didn't just push her down and just take the car. He stabbed her to death. Stop messing with these elderly people, young people. You gonna have to be elderly one day. Hopefully you're not elderly in somebody's prison system. You got to stop messing with these elders. All crime is wrong, but you definitely need to take these elderly people off of the list. Let's start there. Stop messing over these elderly people and leave these kids alone with this child molestation and stuff like that. Stop it, man. All right? It just pisses me off. So number one, if you seeking problems, if you having problems with your anger before you get into some road rage or before you get into some kind of confrontation that ends up in loss of life, seek anger management, because you're going to seek it in prison and then you're going to start to think, damn, all of a sudden stuff that used to get you mad, it don't get you mad anymore. That's how I look about anger management. I can think in all situations. It's not nobody that can just come up to me, put a steering wheel in my back and drive me to anger. You can't do it. You cannot do it. If you all on this internet saying all kind of dumb shit and everything, oh, guess what? I'm going to type it right back, your mama. I'm going to make you mad so you can come back on my post and we could just go back and forth. Next thing you know, my post is viral. That's how so many of my accounts have gotten big, using clowns that like the internet troll. I like that shit because you can't make me mad. You just an internet gangster. A lot of this shit that you say on the internet, you won't say it to my face. You know, even though I'm an old man, I still can throw these hands a little bit, just a little bit. I'm good for one, but nah, I'm not into violence at all though, man. You know, a lot of times I get on this thing, I laugh and joke and stuff like that, but I'm talking about situations like NBA Youngboy and Bobby Shmurda. Boy, Shmurda, go sit down somewhere, man. Go sit down somewhere, bruh. You got on the internet and said so many things, man. Like, bruh, go sit down somewhere, bruh. For real. But get your anger under control. Let's start there. If you having anger management issues, go seek an anger management class and come back and thank me later. All right. So that's just all I wanted to say about this thing, man. Hey, if y'all want to see long videos, I'm gonna need some views. I'm gonna need you to comment. I'm gonna need you to like it. You know what I'm saying? Drive these views up because I know what I'm talking about. I done been through 16 years of prison. Got out, started a business, lost the business. Had to go drive for the city of Atlanta, drive buses for the city of Atlanta. You understand? For 2 years. They didn't want to acknowledge my management skills. So I went back to trucking. You know what I'm saying? Got into an accident, hurt myself. Another truck rear-ended me. Hey, things happen. But when stuff happens to you, you just got to know how to bounce back and keep it moving and go on with your life. You shouldn't be out here doing dumb shit. You shouldn't be out here robbing nobody or stealing from people or scamming or doing bank fraud or writing bounce checks or, armed robberies. You shouldn't be out here doing that. I just know from my 16 years in prison that if I got to go sleep up under the bridge in I-20, this freedom, I would never trade it in. I would never trade my freedom in for some dumb shit or for some spur of the moment type shit. So I advise y'all to do the same because, man, as you can see with this Gunna situation, a lot of people that get caught up, somebody gonna be the weakest link. And you are only as strong as the weakest link. And when you gang affiliated cats go down, the prosecution gonna be playing y'all against each other, and somebody gonna fold, somebody gonna go home, and the rest of y'all going to prison for a very, very long time. Fonnie Willis has set a dangerous precedent. She said she was going for life. She wasn't doing no negotiated pleas. So far, she's done 3 negotiated pleas. And Jeffrey, a.k.a. Young Thug, he is in some serious trouble. His case may not go to trial because they may come at him with a plea of 10, 15, or 20 years and tell him take this 10 years and live to have the rest of your life. Crank the jury up and them 300 plus witnesses come in there and he gone till 2047. Let's hope that's not the case because I suspect that him being incarcerated them 8 or 9 months, he see things on a whole different level. And I don't believe that he have to go sit down 15 or 20 years. Let's hope. I'm not going to bank on it because you young cats, when y'all beat cases, y'all seem to go worse the next time around. So I'm not banking on that. I'm hoping that Mr. Young Thug has gotten himself together in this microscopic 8 months. And he's seen a lot of stuff that makes him change his life. Because if he don't, they gunning for you, boy. They're going to throw the book at you. And the feds do not play fair. That is a game. Law enforcement is a game. They don't play fair. And they don't have to play fair because it's you that's creating the situation. If you don't create the situation, the feds can't play with you. With that being said, subscribe, like, share.